If you hate writing sales copy and struggle putting into words why someone should buy your product, or maybe you have online products available, but nobody seems to be buying. If that's you, today I'm gonna cover my simple 5-step sales copy formula for you to take and turn your readers into buyers. Now, if you're new here, my name is William and I teach people just like you how to start and grow their online business without the use of any kind of Facebook ads or needing a massive online following. So if that's you, you're in the right place. Now, these 5 steps I'm gonna be giving you are very, very important. And if your sales copy is missing any of these things, or if they're not done correctly, it will suffer. You will not make sales. It will not connect with the people who are reading it. So what I decided to do is, instead of just shooting the video and giving this to you, I created an actual cheat sheet. If you go to willrichards.com/5-step sales, the link is popped up right here, or you can go into the description of this YouTube video and grab that link again. It's willrichards.com/5-step sales. I've actually went into depth on each one of these 5 simple steps that you should be taking, with examples and formulas that you can literally plug into your business, create some really engaging content and sales copy that's gonna convert people into buyers. So before you head off, go to willrichards.com/5-step sales and grab that cheat sheet. So the first and most important element of your sales copy is the first thing that they are going to read. I call this your superhero statement, and this statement is going to include 3 key things: the pain, the problem, and the person that you're actually trying to interact with. Now, this is probably going to be the shortest part of your sales copy, but this is the first 3 seconds that someone takes, begins to land on this page, begin to read it, and decide whether this is going to be for me or not for me. So it's really key that you get this done right. Now, there's some formulas that you can use, and in that free guide, you can grab the formula that I use along with some examples of some superhero statements that you can model in your own business. Now, one example of a superhero statement is as follows: how to blank in as little as blank, even if you blank. Now, the one thing that I've used in the past in my fitness journey is this exact one: how to lose 10 pounds in as little as 3 weeks, even if you've tried every fad diet on the market with no success. Essentially, what you're doing is you're calling out a problem, weight loss. With this formula, you're trying to identify a struggle that this individual person is having while trying to achieve X. In this case here, they're trying to lose 10 pounds. Maybe they've tried all the fad diets with no success, but you're wanting to show them exactly how to do it without fad dieting in less than X amount of time. With practice, you can get really, really good at creating these sentences that will in turn become your superhero statement. Now, the second major section to this sales copy is your problem and your pain. Now, you've already kind of alluded to them in the superhero statement. That's just to captivate them. Now, you want to move down on this page and actually start to agitate, reestablish the problem, and then really agitate the pain that the individual is in. Now, in my case here, being in the fitness space, I work with people who have chronic low back pain. So the pain that they would experience is physical pain with exercise. And the problem that they faced was understanding why the exercises they're doing are causing them pain, and then what to do about that, because they're told to exercise, but the problem is that exercise is making their pain worse. So what I would do in this section of the sales copy is really talk about the problem that they're facing. Take a few sentences or a few simple paragraphs and relate to the person. Identify, make sure they understand that you understand the problem that they're facing. And through that problem, you can identify the pain that they're struggling with. They want to get back to the gym. They want to be confident in what exercises they're picking. They don't want to feel like they have to have a personal trainer or afraid they're going to have bad form. So I'm poking and picking at the problem and the pain that they're in to make sure that not only did I capture them with that superhero statement, but I truly understand what they're dealing with. Now, the third step is building out your victory story. This is very, very important when it comes to connecting with the reader and truly making them feel like you understand them, not just because maybe you did a bunch of research and now you're just trying to sell them the same thing they can get online. No, you've lived through this, or you've worked with lots of different people in this exact situation, so much so that you can use the verbiage and language as if it was actually you, or proving to them that you truly understand what they're going through. Now, this is an important part to start using storytelling with connection with the reader. I personally lived with chronic pain for many, many years after a back injury. So I share very detailed information that only someone who lived with chronic back pain could actually relate to them. And I use this storytelling of navigating exercise, not wanting surgery, not wanting injections, not wanting things the medical model wanted to give me because of my back pain, and trying to do it on my own. The mistakes that I made, the things that I was told that they're told as well that didn't work or that won't work. But then I get to the actual resolution of that story. I get to the solution to the story. And this is kind of a segue into step 4, but the most important part of step 3 is you've got to build a story. They've got to connect themselves with a character, whether it is you or the person that you work with on a daily basis. It's really, really important to re-identify that you know where they're at, you've been through it, you use very specific language and vocabulary, terminology, and things like that that only this person would actually understand because they're living through it themselves. And you want to make sure through storytelling, you're connecting with them, not just simply saying, hey, I've been here, I can do it, I can help you buy my stuff. People connect with stories. The more storytelling you can do, the better it's gonna be. So in step 3, there are 3 key highlights you've gotta make sure that you do well. And in that free guide I mentioned to you earlier, if you go to thewillrichards.com/5-step sales, I break down those 3 things along with an example of what they look like. Now, step 4 is the solution. You've had your superhero statement, you've connected with them, you've told them the story, you've told them the pain, the suffering, you understand them. Now it's like, hey, I know where you're at, I know what you're struggling with, and guess what I discovered? X. X is your product, X is your solution, X is your formula or whatever process you take people through to get the result that they are ultimately looking for. Now, the critical part of step 4 is we're not just saying, hey, this is it, buy my stuff, here are some cool features. You don't want to talk about the features. You don't want to just say, it's got 19 hours of high definition video recording shot in a $40,000 studio after spending $1,000 on equipment. They don't care about any of that stuff. They really don't care about the features. What they care about are the benefits that they're going to get from buying your product. So an example of this is after you've said, hey, I've got a solution for you. Here's an image, here's a cool little button you can buy or click to buy now. Under that, you're gonna say, hey, getting this product today, this is what you're going to be able to accomplish. And we're going to make about 10 to 12 bullets that are focusing solely on the benefits. Now, I wanna give you a good example and a bad example of what these 10 to 12 or 10 to 15 bullets should look like. A good example of this would sound like this. You'll learn the best way to design a back-friendly workout to eliminate the risk of more damage or causing another flare-up in your back. That's a really good bullet. Man, I'm gonna learn exercises. They're gonna keep me from making the same mistake that I've been making and causing the pain that I'm trying to get away from using a tool, exercise, that I should be using and have been using, but it hasn't been working for me. He's literally gonna solve this problem for me. And that's just bullet number 1. Now, a bad example of a benefit bullet underneath your solution presentation would be this. 16 hours of high definition videos sharing advice and tips on exercise. Very generic. I can find this on YouTube. It's not exciting. They could care less about how long the training is. Who even wants to get into a 16 hours of exercise videos? No one cares about that. And no one also cares about how high quality or low quality your videos are. It's not gonna get them to buy. What's gonna get them to buy is how your product is going to benefit them and solve their problem. Now, for more coaching and details on the solution section of your sales copy, be sure to go grab that free guide. Now, the 5th and final step in your simple 5-step sales copy formula is the ask. You have got to ask for the sale, which is, hey, buy my stuff. We've talked about this. Here are the benefits. Now it's time that we have to make a decision. Now, the hardest part from a buyer's perspective is taking the risk, right? Like, they have read, okay, you've used some cool words, you've connected with me, but like, how do I really know I'm gonna get the results that you're promising me, right? Or how can I eliminate as much risk as possible? This is expensive. This is $500 or this is $200. What if I don't get the results that you're promising me? I wanna be secure in the fact that what you're telling me is the truth and that if I don't get results, I can still come out happy. How do you do that? As someone who's trying to relay that you do have a solution, they have to buy from you to get that solution. How do you put their mind at ease? And this is what you do in the ask section. So not only are you going to ask for the sale, but there's gonna be two key things that you have to make sure you include. The first one is price anchoring. So you can't just say, this is cool, buy my thing, price is here. You need a little bit more than that. With your benefits or as a section inside the ask portion of your sales copy, I want you to really highlight and pull out key modules or key topics that you cover inside of your course, and I want you to put a price tag on each and every one of these things. It could be specific modules inside your course. It could be the bonus material that they get for free for buying your course. Doesn't matter. Find things that are very, very key, that are very, very attractive inside of your course. Pull the names of them out, put them on your sales copy, and I want you to put a price tag, a value anchor on each and every one of those modules. So for example, if I was doing dog training, well, let's say there's 3 pillars to an effective obedient dog training session. The first one's gonna be X. That X is gonna be pulled out, and I'm gonna put a value of $197 just on this concept that we go into depth on. The second one is gonna be valued at $97. The third one is gonna be valued at $1,000. Right? You can do this a lot of different ways. If you have an education, if you have a degree, I compare my product to $45,000 in college tuitions getting an exercise science and human movement degree. So you can do this in a lot of different ways. This is called price anchoring, and you want to list the key benefits from your course, put a price tag on them so that as a person's reading this material, they're like, oh wow, like I'm getting that, that's worth $200. I'm getting that, that's worth $1,000. Holy cow, this thing is a $4,000 product. So they think at first it's gonna be super expensive. Like, how could they give all this stuff away? Like, I can't imagine how much this is gonna cost. And what you do is then you price drop based on what the reality of the price is actually gonna be. And if this is done correctly, the price is significantly less than what you've been anchoring all this time. So let's say if you add up all your price anchors and it's like $1,400 worth of bonuses and valuable content inside this product, and then you say, but you get all of this for only $97. To them, it's like, oh my, this is a no-brainer, holy cow. $1,400 in coaching to make my dog go from this to this, and he's only wanting $97? This is a no-brainer. And that's the feeling you want them to have when they go through this system or this process, this 5-step process of building confidence in what you have to offer, connecting with them, and then actually offering them the solution and asking for the sale. Now, the second and final part of the ask section of your sales copy is the guarantee. I learned this very early on from a mentor of mine who is still a mentor to this day, is that you've got to take the risk off of the buyer and put it all on you. Now, this is hard as someone who works very hard making content, creating the course, getting people to buy their stuff. You hate to give refunds. No one likes to do refunds, but the problem is they happen. Even me, like I have really great products and they can help a lot of different people, but I'll randomly get a refund. And it's one of those things where you're like, why didn't it work? And you can question, oh, they probably didn't do it right or blah, blah, blah. That doesn't matter. What matters is that before the person buys, give them a guarantee, a risk-free guarantee. What I like to use is a 30 to 60 day risk-free guarantee, to where if they come back in 48 days and say, you know what, your product stinks, my dog's still disobedient, it didn't work, give me my money back. You say, not a problem at all, no questions asked. If they're within that 30 to 60 days, you can give them their money back. Now, my refunds in my own fitness business are so rare that I have like an all the time guarantee. So if someone reaches back out to me in 4 months and they genuinely went through everything that they could and all the products, all the material, all the videos, all the trainings, applied it, and they're like, man, it's just not working for me, I'm happy to give them a refund because I care more about happy people and them associating my business with being risk-free and not a spammy snake oil, you're just trying to, capitalize on pain. No, I'm not. I generally want to help you and I can help you. Now, again, if they actually do the work, it's totally up to them. But before they even get into that product, I want them to feel there's no risk whatsoever buying this product. And if they buy it, they don't like it, they don't get results, they can get their money back. Now, these 5 steps are paramount to any kind of sales copy formula that you create. It takes practice. One of the most important things is write your first sales page, build things out, look at other people's sales pages to see, okay, are they doing this? Oh, wow, they put testimonials here. Oh, they put more buttons here. Oh, they have price options here. And you can kind of build out the features of your sales copy. But if you want the simplest form, these 5 steps are the most important thing you have to have. Before you run off, make sure you go grab that free 5-step sales copy formula cheat sheet. It's amazing, it's in-depth, it gives you formulas, examples, and options that you can use to build out your own sales copy to make it look just like what we talked about here today. You can grab that at thewillrichards.com/5-step sales. The link is right here below and it's in the description box below this video. Thanks for watching, guys. God bless, and I will see you on the next episode.